All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday, January 24th. Hope everyone had a great day yesterday. If you didn't, today will definitely be a better day. Let's hope so. And I hope you're having an amazing morning so far. So let's jump right into it. Welcome to the Pre-Market Show. Welcome everybody on YouTube as well. Hope you guys can hear me this time. I always seem to not get this right the first time. All right, so let's see what our watch list brings today. It's funny, our watch list yesterday, I didn't notice it until someone mentioned it in one of the comments on YouTube. And that was that we actually had all the stocks we were watching. This was the comment that I saw on YouTube. All the stocks we watched yesterday were all NYSE stocks, except for PTCT. So I didn't notice that until Sam mentioned it in our comments yesterday. And NYSE stocks, they tend to trade a little different. I prefer NASDAQ stocks, but again, I guess the more you trade, just kind of really think about it. But I didn't really look at this yesterday. But just made sense why SYF traded the way he did. Again, the bias is, and I don't know how true this is, that NYSE stocks are a little bit harder to trade. And then there's other people that say, no, NYSE stocks are actually easier and more predictable. So I guess you got to pick your poison and whatever you feel comfortable with. So let's go through the SPY. Let's see what the SPY is doing today. And when me and Brian got on the mic yesterday around 11:30 or so after Andrew finished his trading, we saw this dropping yesterday, and we said, it's probably going to test this 261 level, and it did just that. It tested that 261 level, and it bounced right from it. We're expecting that to happen. We knew if it would have sold off from here, it probably would have dropped lower because, again, this is a big support level here, this 260, 261 area. That's a big support for the SPY right now. So, again, the last 2 days, we had two drops and bounce, another drop here and bounce even higher now, right? And then today we're opening up pretty much flat. Let's see if we're going to sell off and or kind of go sideways. We're kind of within this range now between 265 and 261, and then closing between 260. So let's see what how the SPY does today. So opening up pretty flat right now, but overall most of the market is green, slight green. So let's see if we stay that way, if we're going to continue to bounce here. The highest we've been the last several days is 267 up here. So again, just a nice rebound in the last couple of days. All right, so let's go over, as usual, we're going to go into our top plays. Then we'll go into the pre-market watch list. So let's look at our top plays from yesterday and how things moved. So starting with SYF. I mean, this stock, if you saw my recap, I recorded a live video, and that's on. I speeded the video up. But if you slow it down, you can still see how crazy that price action was. So at the moment here, again, just a huge drop. Didn't give us a chance to get in here. No pullback. When it did give the pullback, it just got very choppy, and it was really untradeable unless you got in on this pullback here. If you got in the 2-minute mark on this pullback, then you were able to take advantage of this amazing drop. You're going from 29.60 all the way down to 29. Maybe you don't get all 60 cents, but definitely a 50 cents drop there. So that would have been nice. Then after that, it just becomes extremely choppy. Consolidates here and then finally sells off around 11:30. So again, it's just a very tough stock to trade. And if you look at if you were watching this closely, the price action was just not great. IBM traded a bit cleaner. We've seen this type of trading before, right? It drops down below VWAP. It holds it here. This is why you want to wait the 5 minutes, right? Getting in before the 5 minutes or even 3 minutes you can get caught in some very choppy action. And in some cases, you're going to miss the run, right? If you don't get in on that 1 second minute, you're going to miss the run, like SYF, and that's okay. But I like waiting for this pullback. But if you waited for the 5 minutes and you saw this candle build up here, this would have been a great entry. Maybe not right here because you don't know if it's going to continue to drop further. But once it starts making higher highs and going above the 5-minute candle, great opening range breakup, and you can ride this up all the way to these levels. So just again, if you look at the 1-minute chart, here's your entry, right? You have this candle that closes above VWAP, and then this one confirms it. And right here, once it cracks the high of the day, that's your entry for long for opening range breakup. I missed this because I was messing around with SYF, but this was definitely a beautiful, clean trade. So hopefully some of you took advantage of this trade here. Then later on, mid-morning, it continues to just lose it, tops out, and then drops nicely here. Then over here, it's just all chop, becomes really hard to trade, kind of like SYF did. PG also was very clean. PG gave you a good opening range breakup if you took it right off the bat. But again, if you're waiting for the 5-minute mark, then you don't want to take this trade here unless you had a great entry and then you can get out at the high of the day. Then it does seem like it's going to do a bull flag here. We talked about this in our mentorship yesterday in our pilot program, which is going amazing. It's great to see the progress from the people that are part of this mentorship program, pilot program that we're putting together. We're a little bit more than halfway of the weeks that we set out to do this pilot program. And there was a trader that took this trade right here for short. It was an amazing trade, right? He saw that he wanted to get in at 96, but he waited for the confirmation. He got in here for short, took some profits at VWAP, and once you take profits, it does not test its entry, and took it all the way down here for profit. So excellent trade here on PG. Teva was not clean. Again, you had this sell up and then this sell down, and again, more than an engulfing pattern, breaks through the VWAP here, and then it just becomes very hard to trade. It does a nice double bottom here, but I'm really not looking for double bottoms this early in the morning, right? That's a tough trade to take. So you don't know if it's going to actually bounce back from these moving averages and things like that. So I was watching Teva very closely. One thing you're going to notice on Teva is that the volume dropped drastically, right? It had this huge spurt here, right? Surge right here, volume. And then it's just completely dropped. And the price action was horrible. So after this drop here, it just became very hard to trade on Teva. So next we have SQ. SQ, again, SQ was on a tear right at the pre-market, right? We saw how it was continuing to make newer highs. And then at the open, it just didn't trade well. It was very hard to take a trade here. It was very choppy. But we know this from SQ because, the characteristic of this stock is that it always tends to open up choppy. Once in a while, it'll give you a nice move, but yesterday it really did not give you any way to trade this. If you waited an hour or so, this was a beautiful VWAP breakdown here. So it broke down nicely, and you could take this down for a short. PTCT, I really didn't watch this one too close. Again, just the open when this happens, goes up and then right back, down and right back up, and just kind of hugging around the VWAP. It's pretty not much tradable. Somewhat of a double top here. Then once it breaks VWAP, this is a great entry. Even after this engulfing pattern here, I'm not sure what the 15-minute chart looks like. Maybe that has a better potential breakout towards the downside. But again, just at the open, not tradable. But then here you could have caught a really nice good risk to reward, because obviously it was holding this level here, as you can see, holding that level pretty tight. This could have been a great entry for short and dry down towards the low of the day. All right, so let's get into what we have today. Let's go right over here. The indicators on PG. Indicators on PG. So yeah, so for PG, what you had a bull flag fail here. So what happens is for PG, not a good time to talk. For PG, as you can see, you have a bull flag happening here, right? And then it fails. The minute everyone here, we talked about this in our mentorship as well. Everyone here is thinking of going long, right? This is a clear bull flag. It bounces off of VWAP. It has the buying pressure. Everyone here is thinking of going long. The minute it does not make a newer high and it drops, anybody that's long is gonna sell, because they say it's failed. So this was the short indicator would have been once it cracked this here on the way down. This is a good entry here. Set your stop loss above here, 96. Great entry here. Take profits at VWAP, and eventually your reward is you can't put the low of the day of the reward. It's way too far, right? But at least this candle here. So you take some here. Now your entries over here. You survive these pullbacks easily, and then you take advantage of this drop here as it makes newer lows. All right, so let's get into it, guys. Let's see what we have. Wow, we have a huge gappers list over here. So let's see what looks good today on this list. Let's start with XLNX. So XLNS. All right, so let's get our gappers, our charts where they need to be. All right, not the best pre-market action right now. 132,000 shares traded so far. If you're new, you can see that here, and you can also see that in your montage up here if you're trading with Dash Trader Pro, and gapping up 9.7. So that's pretty nice. Let's see what the daily chart looks like. All right, okay, daily chart is decent. It's gapping up pretty nice. That's a big gap, so this could be in play today. The pre-market action right now does not look great. As you can see, you got a lot of choppiness here. But as the volume comes in, as it builds up, it is going to get better. It's only 8:40 Eastern time, so let's give this a little time to develop hopefully some volume. Right now it's hitting people's scanners. They're tuning into it. And if anybody's trading in the pre-market, hopefully they can make this a good trade for us today. STM, we usually watch STM a lot, but the price action on STM is very choppy. And you could tell just by the daily chart. Look at this daily chart, right? You see all these gaps? I mean, that's not a good daily chart. What this will mean by not a good daily chart, you have all these gaps here. Usually foreign stocks have this because they even though we close our markets, they continue to trade in their time zone. So any news or anything that happens in their end, when we open up, it gaps up to whatever, to match whatever they did in our off hours. But STM, we know it very well. It doesn't trade good. It doesn't have a nice flow to it. As you can see, this price action doesn't look great neither. 240,000 shares traded. It is up 8%, but not a great pre-market action. And just based on what we know on it from looking at it so much, it does not really trade well. All right, let's look at American Airlines. It is up 6.3, 404,000 shares traded. Pre-market action is looking all right. I like that steady volume. So this looks good. I like that. Let's look at the daily chart. Daily chart looks great. We have tons of levels on towards the bottom side. Let's remove some of these here, and let's we'll get some fresh ones in a bit. But this looks good. Looks like it might want to break out from this support that we have here. Clear support at 34. I mean, this right here, it has tried several times to crack this, has not been able to. It's banging its head up against it now. Let's see what it does. But it is up 6.1, which is nice with some great volume. AMAT, this Applied Materials, right? Applied Materials. Yeah, we traded this before in the past as well. It is up 4.9. Not that much volume. Only 104,000 shares traded so far. So again, and because it doesn't have great volume, the pre-market action doesn't look good neither. What else we have? We have TAL. TAL. What the daily chart looks like. TAL up 4.3, 131,000 shares traded so far. Daily chart doesn't look great. Look at this. It just doesn't look smooth, right? This doesn't look great. It's been on a tear the last several days. So it's been pretty strong, making newer highs on the daily chart. This pre-market action doesn't look good at the moment. Needs more volume. We'll leave it hanging out there for now. Our buddy MU. We haven't seen MU in a while here. 619,000 shares traded. That's a lot for MU. MU usually does not start that way. Usually gets the volume at the open. It's very tradable, very liquid stock that we trade quite often. It is in play today. Let's remove some of these levels and we'll find some fresh ones. Up 3.2. So that's good. And we got some clear levels here. How's the pre-market action looking? This is okay for MU because MU tends to have this this choppy pre-market action, and but when it has all this volume here, the open can tend to be a lot better. So we'll keep MU on here. I like MU because we know the way it trades. You know, we traded plenty of times before. MBA. How about MBA yesterday at the close? If you were watching this thing just started to tank big time. It halted here for a bit. We were making bets on what price it will open. I think Kurt mentioned it will open around 960, and that's what it did. But yeah, this thing dropped pretty hard here. So see what it does today. Right now it has the volume 227,000 shares traded, but this pre-market action does not look good at all. So we'll bring this down over here, see if it does like a fallen angel or something, but it's looking pretty weak right now. I don't have shares for short. Not probably many of you guys won't neither, because it is a low flow, right? This is 2.4 million shares traded, so you want to be very careful with this. All right, next we have BMY. Let's see what's going on with BMY. 379,000 shares traded so far. It is down 3%, so that's good. BMY, we have some levels already here, so we must have traded this in the past before. So it's kind of getting to the level where we had a level right over here. So it might be losing that 47.94. If it drops that, it can go lower to this 46.95. So this looks good. Pre-market action looks good. I like the pre-market action. It's kind of got some flow to it, making lower lows here with 379,000 shares. That looks good, and daily chart looks good as well. All right, see what else we have going on. Quite a bit today here to watch. That's good because we could be picky. We don't have to watch everything. You know, you don't need to watch 15, 20 stocks. Let's pick the best 4 to 6, and this we can focus in. And you know, if you watch everything, you'll miss something. So it's better to be more focused in, watch less, and be specialized in what you're doing. CTL daily chart looks good. We're getting to the low of this 1398 here. Not sure if that's the all-time low, but I like when stocks are dropping like that, because again, it could create a good price action towards like a bounce, or if it cracks that, can go lower. Right now 168,000 shares traded. It is down 4.1. CTL is it's a larger cap, larger float. Pre-market action right now doesn't look great actually. Now that I'm focusing in on the 1 minute chart, again, most of the volume just hanging out on this candle, I guess, right? Actually, it's all in here, but again, yeah, this is not looking great at the moment, so this one might get dropped off. Next we have URGN. All right, so URGN is 143,000 shares traded so far. It is on short selling restriction. It is 11 million shares flow, so it is a lower flow, down 10.2, so that's good. Daily chart looks okay. Daily chart looks all right. Pre-market action's got to get better though. We need a better pre-market action. So you have 148,000 shares traded, but look at this candle here. This is a 36,000 share candle right here, and it's not doing anything. So that's not good. I want to see you want to see some action like MBOT did the last several days, where you had some action happening there. You want to see something like that. So we'll throw it on here. It is a lower flow. We'll see if it develops a better price action in the morning, and then we can tune back into it. Our last one on our gappers list looks like will be MKC. MKC 124 bucks trading right now, down 10%. That's nice. Any stock that's down 10% that was trading at 140, that's a big drop. What's the news on this? Let's look at our Benzinga and find out what's going on with MKC over here. MKC. All right, so 78 this morning. No, that's not it. All right, so earnings, new guidance. What else we have here? All right, so they missed right here. It is. They missed the earnings. They missed sales, so they missed both. So that's not good. All right, so that's started dropping quite a bit today. Good. So we got a good catalyst on this one here. Yeah, this will definitely be in play today. 195,000 shares traded so far. Pre-market action is looking okay. Hope that this can get a little better on here. Next, what we have on here, did we cover everything on our gappers list? Yes, we did. All right, so I'm gonna go over now our NASDAQ gainers up to number 10 right over here. Then we go over our NASDAQ active, and then I'm gonna get into the chat rooms and see what you guys have on your end. You guys can throw something out that I have not discussed already, or if you have any questions about the ones I have talked about, we can go back to them. All right, so CLDC gapping up 20%. Pre-market action looks all right. What's the daily chart looks like? Yeah, this thing could run it. And the days that it has gotten the volume, it has ran. That's crazy here. So this could definitely run. I don't like stocks under $5. I'll be honest. Me personally, I just don't like the way they trade. I'm gonna put it on here, but I'm probably going to get rid of this. All right, so TLGT, nothing happening here, no volume. LPCN, I think someone also mentioned this in the chat room. LPCN is 163,000 shares traded. Has a decent pre-market action, needs more volume. Although it's early right now, this is kind of trying to do some kind of a pattern over here, some kind of trend. It's trying to break out of this high here, so hopefully it can do that. But it does need more volume. It is up 10%. And when you see here, actually, is this the same thing as CDL? No, it's not. All right. So so this one on here, when it gets the volume, as you can see here, it does run. So it is a runner. What is the flow on this one? LCPN. Oh, sorry, LPCN. 20 million share flow. All right. So another low flow that's looks like it's going to be in play today. We'll throw it down here. We'll pick one of the best low flows. I only like to watch at least one low flow, even though I never traded, but just to know what's going on with that action, we can find some levels. And if an opportunity shows up, I usually just take 100 shares because it's not my it's not what I focus on. TLGT, nothing happening there, no volume. XLNX, we have it up here, has the volume, 153,000 shares traded, selling off at the moment, but it is gapping up 9.2. So hopefully volume starts coming in this stock. INO, nothing happening, no volume. SLM, no volume. UCTT, nothing here. ADIL, this one we traded in the past before, doesn't have the volume now, but I know this stock has ran before. When it gets the volume, you see this here, you have these several candles. Every time it gets the volume, you get a nice run on this one. But right now it doesn't have the volume, only 14,000 shares traded so far. Could be a good play in the possible mid-morning or after in the afternoon. CHFS, nothing happening there. Last one on the NASDAQ gainers are LRCX, no volume. All right, so let's go to our NASDAQ active. CAPR, nothing happening here. It has the volume, but this is not a good pre-market action. Under $1, I mean, you don't even know how these stocks trade. You got to be really an expert on trading stocks under $1. So I'm not gonna look at this one. AMD is gapping up. Oh, AMD looks like it's in play today. Down 1 point, up 1.2, but losing it. Heading back down to 20. I think AMD's it's been on a very choppy. It's been on this range lately. Let's remove these levels in case we want to find some new ones. So losing it now has the volume, 761,000 shares traded so far. Let's add it on here. Let's see if it continues to lose this over to the previous day close. Maybe it wants to do a green to red move. Next we have MU. MU we have in our list already, also in play. Tons of volume, 720 up to 2.7. Losing it now, just like AMD. It looks like it wants to go back to the previous day close. What is the SPY doing? Are we dropping here? Yeah, the SPY's dropping. Yeah, so it's probably following what the SPY is doing. But again, even though it follows what the SPY does, in some cases it can provide you a good opportunity. So ETFs, I don't trade these. American Airlines we have. HMNY, we know this one's not tradable. MBOT we have already. TVIX, another ETF. I don't usually trade this one. Going up because the market is dropping at the moment. And CLDC we looked at already. We have it down here. All right, quite a bit, guys. 8:51 Wall Street time. Let's look at what you guys have. Anything that I have not mentioned here, or any questions about this huge list we have today. Let's see what we got going on. Okay. All right, yeah, some of these we already looked at, and we'll go through this and make this list a lot smaller. All right, we have DOX. DOX was in play the last couple of days, right? It's been on a tear. Look at this, just tearing it up here. 197,000 shares traded so far, but where's the volume? Because that volume is not creating a good price action. So where's that happening? You have 30K here, some more over here. Oh, sorry, that's not the right ticker. Here it is. All right, now we have it. All right, so let's look at the 1 minute chart, see where this volume is. Yeah, I'm not sure about this stock. It looks like it's some block trades. It has doesn't have the volume actually. Only 1,500 shares traded, so no volume on DOX. LRN. We'll look at Nvidia next. LRN is yeah, no volume here, guys. Again, it is up. It is actually not even up. It's just kind of slightly even right now. It's been on a tear the last several days, so maybe it could be a good play. Yeah, look at this. That yesterday it could be a good play in the mid morning maybe. But at the open, doesn't seem like it's going to get the volume. What else we have? PCG. What is PCG up to? PCG. So PCG kind of did a little bounce here. Now it's selling off a bit. Doesn't have the volume. Not a great pre-market action. I just don't trust this stock. You know, it's I don't have shares for sure. Not sure if any of you guys do. But be very careful every time you think it's gonna sell off, because you know all the news around it, it pops back up. But not in play today. Let's look at Nvidia. Nvidia is selling off, but this looks like it's trading with the market. If you look at the SPY, you know, SPY selling off. It looks just like it. So might not be really in play at the moment. Looks like it's trading with the market. We have FCX 109. Oh, this looks interesting. 197,000 shares traded so far. It is down 5%. Why is this not hitting our scanners? This should be hitting our scanners. It has all the criteria. Down 5%. 198,000 shares traded so far. What is the flow on this? Maybe it's because the ATR doesn't move much. Yeah, so it's a very large cap. Doesn't move much. Yeah, so it again doesn't move much. We'll keep it on here. This could be a possible if we don't have anything else better. But this stock doesn't move much, so you have to take a lot of shares on here. So we'll see. All right. Okay, let's make this list a little smaller. UMPG, UMPQ. Yeah, no volume on this one, guys. Again, it's dropping 1.7 right now, losing it. So it could be in play later on today, but at the moment for the open, this might not be one that you want to watch. All right, so let's make this list smaller. Let's find some levels. Let's look at XLNX. All right, so here we has the volume is selling off a bit, gapping up. I like the fact it's gapping up 9.2. That's a big move here. That's about that could create some action. So high of the day 100, high of the pre-market at the moment. Is that all-time high? Let's go back here, see if that is the all-time high. Oh, DAS needs to put an all-time high here. I think we're working on them with that, because that'll be dope to have the all-time high like just sitting right over here or something. I know you could change this, guys. If you don't know this, you could click on, there's a way to click on here. You could change what you want to show. Right now, this gives you the monetize, gives you the VWAP. But if you right click on here, I learned this from someone in the chat room. This is a great thing about being in a community. You can learn little tricks like this, and you can change to whatever you want, company name or VWAP, whatever you have here. To have the high of day here will be nice. All right, let's see what we got going on. So that's not the all-time. Actually, it is. Yes, that is the all-time high. 100, the pre-market. That is the highest the stock has been. And I'm going really far back. Okay, so it is at the all-time high, which is great. That could be a possible resistance there, sell-off. The gap is sitting right over here at 95.30. So that's really where it's at right now. And if we go back, let's find some levels in between here. If there's anything that makes sense. Well, there's really not. So those are your best levels. 95.30 towards the bottom. 100 is the high of all time at the moment. And then towards the bottom, you have plenty of levels. Previous day high should be marked already around 92.50, 91.25. Another previous day close around 89 or so. So plenty of levels on XL and X. There we go. Plenty of levels there. We can actually mark also the low of pre-market, although it looks like it's about to crack that, but let's mark it anyways. 97.50. So low of the pre-market is testing that now. Let's see if it bounces. If it loses that, people are going to start taking profits. This can drop nicely. All right, STM. STM volume looks good, 270. I'm a little biased on trading STM just because it doesn't trade well, but let's get some levels in here. 15.55, high of the pre-market, low of the pre-market at 15. So mark those two. Let's see if we have some levels here. I'm going to mark this one right over here at a 1540 because you got the top of this day over here. This can be can add some resistance to this stock if it decides to go up again. And then you have a gap here at 1461. So if it drops 15, it can possibly drop down to this level here. All right, so clean levels here. Again, pre-market action starting to get better. It started crappy here, from here to here, pretty crappy. Volume is starting to come in. It's starting to get a little better, selling off. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this one. American Airlines looks great. This has a good pre-market action, gapping up 6.4, 467,000 shares traded so far. We spoke earlier. This has a very very clean level over here at 34, which is your previous 2 days ago high. So if it cracks that, let's see where it can go to. You have another level sitting over here at 34.62, and then another one up here around 35.90. Yeah, so look at that 34.62. It becomes support for these days over here, right? Bounces right there, and then resistance for this day here, I'm sorry, this one here, and this one here, and this one here. So again, some pretty good levels here. If it can crack that 34. Towards the bottom, you have the previous day high from yesterday hanging around at 33. Previous day low from 2 days ago, 32, and the previous day close. So very clean levels towards the downside. We don't need to add any more to that. If it breaks the previous day close, you have very clean levels over here, 30.76. Another one right here, 30.29, and then 28.82. So very, very clean levels. Does not get cleaner than that. So let's see what American Airlines does. Has the volume. I like the way it's trading right now. Applied Materials. Not that much volume. I mean, I like the fact that it's breaking out here, and you have this level over here at 36. Looks like the high from several days ago, 36.20. You have a clean level obviously over here at 37.91. You can also mark this one here at 36.89. I'm looking at this bounce here, and this day kind of hanging around that area too. So you got some levels here. If it can break that 32.60, 36.20, it can definitely run, but it needs more volume. It doesn't have a lot of volume right now. So let's see how it plays out. And then towards the bottom, if this decides to sell off, we do have shares for short. You have the previous day high from 2 days ago, previous day high from yesterday, and then you have the previous day close. So very clean levels on here that you can follow. And look at this previous day high from 2 days ago. Look how you know, the daily chart is respecting that, so that's good. All right, next we have TAL 234,000 shares traded, selling off now. It was up quite a bit, but the pre-market is selling off. But how's the pre-market action looking? Yeah, starting to sell off. Actually, yeah, I do like this one. It has some volume to it. So high of the pre-market 33.61. You have the previous day high from the last 2 days hanging out right there, so that's another one. And then previous day close below that, previous day low, so plenty of great levels towards the bottom, which looks like it's trying to sell off here. I don't think it'll sell off past 30, but just in case it does, you never know, market could surprise us. You have a clean level here at 29.12. We do have shares for short on this one, so let's see how the pre-market action continues to develop. Hopefully can keep this type of volume, right? That's great volume there. Hopefully can keep it steady, and then we can keep this on here. I'm not gonna watch MU. MU seems to be trading with the market, but let's find some levels just in case, and then we'll eliminate some so a few of these. So 36.18 clean level up here. Above that we have 36.68, and then above that, if it sells higher, we have another one here at 37.66. Towards the downside, you got plenty of levels. You got the previous day high from yesterday right over here. You have the previous day close over here. You have the previous day lows from these last 2 days here. And if it cracks the previous day lows and all these levels here, which I doubt it will unless the market really sells off bad today, you got another one here at 32.69. All right, excellent. So again, I like the volume on MU. I gotta get rid of some of these. I got way too many. BMY, we have some, seems like we have some good levels already, so I'll read them out to you. 47.94 based on these days over here, 46.95 based on these days here, and then we're dropping down. We can move this up now, right over here at 44.35 if we really lose it. So plenty of levels there. Towards the upside, you have the previous day low over here, tons of levels in here. We can get rid of this this one here because you got the previous day close, you have the previous day highs and lows just hanging out there. So plenty of levels. Pre-market action is looking all right. Not great, but it's looking okay. CTL is gapping down 4.3. We do have shares for short, 238,000 shares traded, right? So we got a clean level right here at 14. If it cracks that, what is the low? I'm gonna mark this level here because this could be a possible bounce, right? We're sitting at right now, sitting at a level 14.52. Let's mark that. As you can see, it also is supported by this day here and this day here, so it can bounce from there, right? It kind of set that base at the moment. So let's keep that on there. Below that you have 14 and then 1370. You have a previous day close up here, which is very close to our market high, pre-market high, and then you have these levels over here as well. So pretty good. Again, the volume is there. I got way too many. Let's find some levels and then we'll get rid of these. MKC is gapping down on news. Pre-market action right now doesn't look pretty good. It's just kind of just flat at the moment, not doing anything, moving sideways. Market pre-high right now. Market high is 134.48, so we can mark that. 134. Where is that? Yep, right up here. So we'll mark that. I'm gonna mark this one as well, just in case. 131.05, and then this base that is doing now at 122.50. So let's mark those, and then if it cracks that 122.50, which is the low, look at this day here, how it bounces right from that level that we have right over here. If it loses that, the next clean level I can find is 119.92. All right, so and then the last one, AMD is, I think, is moving somewhat with the market. It's stuck between these ranges here, so daily chart doesn't look great. This is a good daily chart from here to here, then from here to here it's just not looking great. So love the volume, 972,000 units, but I'm not gonna watch AMD. I think we have other stocks that can be in play. I think MU is also trading with the market. I'm not gonna watch it. Let's get rid of MU. If it pops into our scanners, we have some levels already. And then all right, let's make this let's look at which ones we're going to keep. 904, running out of time a little bit here. All right, so pre-market action here looks great. I'm gonna keep this one. STM, I don't like the way STM trades, so I'm gonna remove it. I think it trades pretty crappy at the open. American Airlines looks great. I'm gonna keep that one. Applied Materials, no volume. Again, it's been at 154, seems like forever, right? We had some good spikes over here, but it's not doing anything. So let's get rid of that one. TAL, volume is ramping up, but needs to get better. Needs to get better. So you got a little ramp here. So we'll keep it on here for now. BMY. BMY is good. BMY cracks this level here. Our next level, 47.94. That could be a possible area. So BMY is good. Daily chart looks great on BMY. What's the news on BMY? Why are we gapping down? Maybe there's something that can help us determine what's the deal with BMY. All right, so BMY. All right, new guidance. So they had earnings. All right, so they missed their sales. Beat estimates, but missed their sales. All right, so got some news on here. So maybe that can continue to drive this further down. So I like BMY. Let's keep it on here. Next we have CTL. CTL, not a good pre-market action. Yeah, I'm not sure about. I'm on the fence on CTL. And MKC, I like MKC. This also has some bad earnings as well, I believe. So, and again, now it's losing this 122.50 level. So let's see how it drops there. All right, cool. All right, I think we have a good list. Let's look at some of these low floats here. MBOT. Again, doesn't look like it's going to be in play today. It just seems to just keep selling off. You already have plenty of levels for MBOT, right? It's been in play the last several days. So you have all these levels here you can watch. I'm personally not going to watch it. I think I have plenty of mid to large caps stocks that I'm going to watch. URGN. How's the pre-market looking here? Looks like it's building a base. And what's the flow on URGN? Is this a low flow too? Yeah, lower flow. So yeah, I'm not gonna watch this one, but this one looks good, guys. This one is starting to build a base here, starting to get the volume. It can make it start covering some ground. It is down 9.3, but I'm not going to watch this one. Just too many today to watch low flows. I'd rather watch the mid to large. CLDC volume has dried out at the moment, so I'm not gonna watch that. LPCN, it started off good, it started off nice. Now it's just kind of died out. Volume is nowhere near to be found here, so get rid of this. FCX looks good, and this one's not a low flow, right? This one is just, it's one that doesn't move as much, right? Yeah, so 1.4 billion. So this one looks good. I like that pre-market action right now. Let's find some levels here. Maybe we'll give this one a shot. All right, so we have low of the pre-market right now, which is kind of a level here as well. I'm going to mark this down as 141. Right, so 141 seems to be a level it can bounce from here. It has dropped already from all the way up here. Looks like it's ready to crack it. We have another. This is a clean level here based on this day here. These are not too clean, but you know, we have a moving average here. For those that like to mark moving average, this is a clean moving average right here. 1811. So when I cannot find a good daily level, moving averages are perfect. So all the way down here, if we start dropping 1037 and all the way 989, I don't think we get there unless the news on this is really serious. But here we go. And then towards the upside, you have this is a good level here, 1187, and then you have the previous day highs and lows and previous day close there. All right, so let's review this one more time. Make sure we have a good list. Anything else you guys have on your end that we have not gone through? I know it's a lot today, so be picky. You know, watch the ones that you're comfortable with. Stick to the price ranges that you like. If you like Nasdaq over NYSE stocks, you know, look at the exchange here. Maybe watch more Nasdaq than NYSE stocks. There is a lot, and I think this list, this gappers list, even got bigger now as we've been doing our pre-market show. So see what the SPY is doing. SPY is kind of pretty flat, just hanging around the previous day close. Looks like it wants to go back above it. As we talked about earlier, it did a nice bounce right at 261. Me and Brian were calling that out, 261. Let's see what it does there, and it bounced right from there the last 2 days. So yeah, so guys, this will be my watch list. Everyone, thank you for joining us on YouTube. If you enjoy the show, make sure you like, comment below. The moderators and myself, we respond back to all comments. Take care, guys. Have a great day. Here's my watch list for today. Again, there's a lot to watch. American Airlines looks great. TAL is losing it, but it's losing the volume too. I might replace this with something else. Brian will be on in a few minutes, so I'll check out what Brian is watching today, and then adjust my list accordingly. Again, still 20 minutes to the market open, so this is my list as of right now. I'm still going to be monitoring what happens. MKC is losing it. Look at this volume. This thing wants to drop. Did we look at the news on MKC? I think it was earnings, right? So MKC looks good. FCX, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have one too many, so I'm going to get rid of one. But this pre-market action here on the FCX looks good. So thank you whoever pointed that out. Although the ATR is not great, you know, we can manage our risk here and take a bigger size. All right, guys, thanks for joining on YouTube. I'll see you guys later. And again, comment and like below. Thank you.